Hey, welcome to Tech City.
Thanks for staying.
So, as we just finished talking about going live in courses, going live to social media platforms, going live in some of your events, doing webinars, anything that you're doing that's live in regards to, you want to bring people in, you want them to interact with you. This is the program that we use to go live, again, to all our different social media feeds. We use it to go live on YouTube. We use it to go live in our courses. We use it to go live in our events. And this is probably one of our favorite platforms. And it does a lot more. It's basically sort of video editing software as well. And when we go live and we do a recording, it actually gives me multiple options at the end. So it's going to be a little challenging because we're in the program right now, but I want to show you all the things that this particular program does. And while I set that up, Faye, how did you find this particular program? Because you always find the best ones.
I bought, so you guys know I'm a big software junkie. I buy a lot. And so this one is so old. When we bought it, it was old, like probably 5-6 years ago. I think I originally bought it on my favorite platform, AppSumo. And I bought it. There was no live feature. It was strictly video editing, but it made video editing very simple. And it's not something I like to do, video edit. I don't like it. So I wanted to find something simple. So it was great. We used it for a while and then completely forgot about this software, completely forgot about it because as new pieces came in, we used them. And then one day, so weird, one day they sent an email. Remember, email is still important. They sent an email and said they were adding this live streaming component. We were using StreamYard at the time. That's who our live partner was, which is a great company. Don't get me wrong.
Good.
So, and then I was like, wait a minute, we own this software. It's live streaming and we're not using it. So we went back in and fell in love, basically.
Exactly. And I think one of the things that that I love about this one is the interface. So really easy to use, but I want to show you the sort of all the things that this particular program can do. And then I'm going to show you just how easy it is to kind of put backgrounds on, overlays on. There's different videos. So basically, you saw that in our intro for this particular segment, Tech City, there was a video that played. Well, I just uploaded that to it stays there. It's part of our media gallery. And I can click it and it plays before it kind of comes back to us, which is really cool.
And I want to point out to everyone, we used StreamYard, we used OBS Studio, we used Ecamm, we used a lot of ones that had great features like overlays, what Stacy was talking about, but they were really complicated.
Yeah.
And if you really didn't know what you were doing, it was very hard. This one, anyone can do.
Exactly. So our program of the day is called Wave, if we did not mention that before. So we love Wave. Like I said before, it is a live streaming studio. It's a video editor. It does, oh my goodness, it does so much that it's kind of insane in today's world because it makes it so easy to go live. Actually, it was actually very interesting in our community. So in our community is another community within, obviously, the person that owns the platform. We've talked about Group App before, which is what we're using. And Group App uses their own community for questions. And somebody came and said, how do I go live in my particular course or in my particular event and stuff like that? So I popped in and I went, hey, have you heard of Wave? Yeah. It does a great job. You can live stream to YouTube and embed the link right as part of your event. And so many people were commenting going, oh my goodness, that's great. I'd never thought of sort of doing it that way. So you can literally go live, but it does so much more.
Yes.
So it does do all the live streaming, like we said before, the overlays, the multi-streaming. I could literally add one of my cameras to this feed and I could have a multi sort of camera shot. I'm going to show you that in a sec here live, but I just wanted to show you all the things that that Wave does. Here we go. So video editing, right? It combines clips. You can literally bring in all kinds of different videos, transitions. text generator. It actually does a lot of really cool stuff with AI as well, right? Text to video, all kinds of different templates that they have in regards to Instagram and Reels and TikTok and all the different social media stuff to make those social videos. They have tons and tons of templates where you just kind of go click, replace text. They've made it very, very easy. But the other really cool part, which a lot of them, and I don't know if anybody else has this, to be honest, I haven't really looked. It's this part. Oh, whoops. Where did we go here? Right here. You can actually host the video on Wave. So we're going live right now. It records it on Wave. We can literally take that video instantaneously and embed it anywhere that we want on our website or anything like that. So it actually hosts that video. And to me, that's a game changer. We don't have to rely on any other software. It literally keeps it sort of quote unquote in house. So I can record the
Which
video,
is,
I can
can
make
I
it,
just
and I can embed
can I
it.
just interact there for a minute? This is huge. We were just discussing with another software partner yesterday about the importance of being able to host clients' videos because you're again taking away a gate, right?
Yes.
Because if you don't host it, then unfortunately they have to put it somewhere else, and that becomes another gate for the client. So they have to figure that out. And if you have the ability to host, game changer in terms of, again, what do we like in software? It's a 4-letter word and it's ease, right?
Yes. Exactly. So I'm just going to show you, this is the back end. This is on their site, the back end of the video editor. And then they actually show the back end of the live stream as well. But it just shows that you can create a page, you can customize, you can share the page, you can embed it. There's just so much that you can do in Wave, and they've really made it even better than it was before. And I think that's the part that I really like, is the fact that they always look for ways to make it better. So
That's the sign of a good software company, guys, because again, we are beta testers in most of these.
yeah,
We're investors and founders, and so if a company continually tries to make it better, they're gold standard. But we've invested in some that never got better. And they just, made their little cash in the beginning and then just stuck with a very
yeah.
simple program, which is not what we want to see. And that's why we don't use them.
Exactly. And we stick through the programs when we think that there's some growing pains, but we see potential.
Yeah.
I cannot necessarily see a potential when I'm looking at houses or I'm looking at decorations, but I can certainly see potential when it comes to programs and pieces of technology. And sometimes we do. We go through that. We know how to do workarounds and all of that. So if we see potential, and we saw potential with this one. We moved away from it because we wanted to do live streaming. And as soon as they added that back in, or they added it in, I should say, we jumped right back because we saw what Wave could do. And now, holy cow, it does so, so much.
Yeah.
You can, so if somebody were to comment on a particular video, you can show their comment on the screen. You can add in links. You can add in text. You can add different colors of text. There's so much you can do here. You can also change the views while you're going live. So I'm going to do it on the screen. I'm going to change some stuff. So Faye and I are going to move around a little bit. But just, we can go to the bottom. We can go to the left side, depending on what you like about what you want to do and how you want to have your screen shared. This is just in the screen share. I'll show you the other stuff when we're not sharing the screen. But what I thought was really interesting, or what I really like, is that, for example, I can make Faye bigger, right?
Of
I
course.
can, yeah. And then I can bring her, but I can also go over top. And if she was saying something, I can then kind of go, okay, so highlight her a little bit bigger.
We like this.
Exactly. And we're good. So there's lots of different options in regards to screen sharing. I could also have just me here and, showing the screen, and then Faye doesn't get to be on the screen. But
We
that's
don't.
okay. We don't like
That
that one.
one's not very, very nice.
Did you not
Very
like that one?
mean. Very mean. But it is cool if you have more, if you have 4 or 5 people, right? And then you just bring up the person that is their part of the presentation, which is cool.
Exactly. And the other part, which I actually thought was, which I think, sorry, not thought, which I actually really like, is the fact that, as Faye just said, if you had 5 people, I could actually have a private chat within Wave with all of the people who are part of my presentation. So I could send a message to Faye right now and say, hey, like, you're up next. Basically sort of keeping them in their quote unquote green room,
Yeah.
right? Where you could chat with them and then you could bring them up one at a time and do their presentation. So really, really good, again, for webinars, really good for live streaming, really good for online presentations, and ways to really reach a lot more people,
And
which
can
is
we,
really
we
cool.
I'm just gonna mention something, and I don't want to badmouth any other company, but the reason we like Wave and a lot of these is it's browser based, right?
Yes.
So you do not have to go on when you're doing a live stream. Somebody doesn't have to download some weird little software to sit on their desktop and not know how to get in. So browser based is just like why we moved to Google Meet, because it's browser based, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys, because it's not about you, it's about the people who are attending. And if you can make it as easy as possible for them, you'll get the best results. So Wave, browser based, makes it easy.
And as a producer, I love the ease of use and the interface. So I have actually helped clients in the past do their lives. So I can be sitting in my house and I can be controlling and talking to and all of that kind of stuff. In the back end, I'm not on screen because I can turn my camera off or I can remove myself from the stream. And then, so I could
Yeah, so
move
just
the other
like
one.
right now, Stacy's controlling it. I'm not. I'm just the monkey dancing in the background. So she's doing all of this. We're in totally different areas, right? We're very far apart, and so the beauty is she controls it. The bad news is she can do whatever she wants. I don't have any access to it.
The bad news is I have the power.
Yeah. So
But no,
keep
but
that
that
in mind.
works really well. That works
Yeah.
really well when you want somebody else to help you. So I have made sure that I have all the screen shares on and off the screen. And you can do it, like I said, I'm live with it. I'm not just sitting in the background, but how easy it is to make, click here to make some changes.
Yeah.
Now we're talking a lot about going live, but again, because Wave originated as a video software, making the live piece even better was a fantastic addition to what they already had. So they took their video elements, being able to adjust sizes and video and all the kinds, and brought it over to the live, which is why it's so easy for me to click a button, bigger, smaller, change the dimensions, change where we are, all very easily,
Yeah, and I
which
think
I love,
you've requested a couple of things from them, and they put them in.
which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go back here because I just want to show a couple of other things that Wave can do. And I just want to kind of show it sort of live.
Mhm.
So we have a logo here that we could very easily put up as well. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I'm not really sure what the rhyme or reason is for that one, but nonetheless, we could put the logo there. There's different videos that I have. There's different, you can do different backgrounds. And like I said before, you can also do overlays. So an overlay, for example, would be something like this, where you can see part of the image goes over Faye, and it's
Yours goes
different.
over me and not Stacy.
Yeah,
Just
well,
pointed it
well, there is
out.
that. So if I wanted to just have our logo and information at the bottom, I could do that as well. So that's just a different overlay. So it's just kind of understanding, what is going to be your quote unquote, favorite view when you're going live. And then you can adjust your overlay accordingly. Because if I did this, you can see that there's, hot topics, but it's in black. So maybe that doesn't work. But this one, not too bad. Again, I have it on the right side. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed.
Here, I can
Trust
do
me.
this. Here we
That's
go.
better.
Here, I'll move me over. There you go. Is that better?
No, but it's kind of like you guys can see the all the different things you can do based on what you like, right? It's all personal preference. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily one is better than the other. It's just what resonates with you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the good part is that you can make it look in whatever way you want it to look.
Right.
So if I wanted to also have a different view, I could have two of me. I'm not sure
Yes.
two of me is a good thing, but we can have a conversation with two of me.
So, so here's the thing to think about, guys. So can you do more square with your two cameras?
More square like this.
No, yeah. Now take me out and put your different camera in. How sometimes you want to grab a different feel, right? So you see it all the time when somebody gets forward facing, side facing, like this is documentary style, right? Why do we call it documentary style? Because you're answering a question.
And you're
Somebody's
looking
asking.
at the person who's answering the
So,
question.
so you have the ability, if you want, to grab those two different looks and then be able to, pick and choose whatever you prefer. So it's kind of cool because some people like that look, right? They enjoy that look. That it's you're talking over here, and in the days now, it's really funny because we talked about before with eye correction, right? In
Yeah.
videos, if you're reading over here, it'll correct your eyes to look like you're reading here. But this is actually a technique when you're talking this way. So it really comes down to what you prefer. But wow, Wave really upped their game and one of our favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, again, whether you have someone helping you or not, it's very easy to kind of go, look, it's very easy to change things up. You can quickly, look at the chat. I can have a conversation with somebody. I can add in the captions. So, for example, we were talking earlier about going to the hub. I can bring up that URL and I can say, here's the link right here, go there and join our community, which is really, really good. And I can change the font. I can change the look. I can change the back. Like all of it is completely customizable and to your brand, which is what Wave has made so, so easy to be able to quickly kind of go, here's a link, go here and I can take it on and off without really stopping talking, right? Because it's just they've made it so
Right.
easy as just a click and click away, drag, drop, share, not share, add the camera, whatever the case may be.
And just
All
can I
very,
just
very easy to do.
point out I know the person that's listening right now is going, that's great, but I don't think I can change the shot and still talk. It's really simple these days because it's not old school anymore. You don't have to look like you're doing a movie. You can say, hang on, let me put that link on for you, and then go grab
Exactly.
it. Nobody cares. No one cares that it's not seamless. No one cares because what do they want? They want the link. They want the information. If you're saying, hang on, or hey, somebody just did a great comment, let me pull this over, no problem. So if that's your hang up, get rid of it. That's just an excuse and you need to get rid of it because you can do this. It's very simple.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, they do have virtual backgrounds as well. I'm just pointing it out because there's a lot of people that really like virtual backgrounds. They have the blur, they have the complete blur, and they have the virtual backgrounds. I'm not, we've said that before, I am not a big fan of virtual backgrounds, but they're there.
They're
If
just
it's
so
something that you want to use, they do
if you
have
have
it.
a really good one and it's not distracting, because I find, especially if you have blonde hair, when you have blonde hair, it's worse
Yeah.
because it blends in. You know what I mean? You lose chunks of your hair in the background. So,
I know,
um,
and you kind of like move, like you move it and you
yeah,
kind of see parts of the
and
room like
follows
follow
you.
you. It's so
Yeah.
creepy.
Don't I would rather you have a blank background than one of these things. It's cool when you're like in a meeting with friends and you're putting on goofy hats and shit like that. Oops, sorry, cut that out, Stacy. The shit. Oops, I did it again. So, but if you're doing any of that, if it's for fun, sure, but don't do anything that's distracting from your message.
Well, it's the same thing, right? Distraction, the gates, the jumping through hoops, like ease is the word. Like we need to make it easy for people to consume content. And I'm just letting you know, number one, you can put the link on really easily. And number two, they do have QR codes. So you could put a link and create the QR code, and you could put that on the screen as well, which is really cool.
Mhm.
And then I actually noticed the other day, I
That's
think this is new, but they actually have what they call a raffle. So they do have webinars too. By the way, I don't know if we kind of works the same way as the live,
yeah.
but if you go to webinar, it creates a webinar room for you. It creates the link that you would send to people when they sign up for the webinar. There's a registration process for that particular webinar, and there's a chat on the webinar page as well that you can use the same way that you do here in the live. And, I just thought the raffle was really cool. Again, I think that's pretty new because you can
Mhm.
just literally, it's just literally pull somebody at random if you were giving
Which is
away something at the end.
which is awesome because let's face it, most of us don't believe that it's random, right?
Right.
Most of us
Exactly.
know that, somebody's looking and picks the person with all the comments kind of thing. And again, for us, that feels like it's same as what I called New Year's Eve, which is called forced fun for me
Yeah.
because I don't like New Year's Eve parties. The ones that you go somewhere because it's forced. You're supposed to have fun, and it feels like if you don't, you're in trouble. So it's kind of like the raffle. If they say, "Hey, we're going to give away something at the end," then everyone feels like they have to comment because they want to win it. So if you say, "Hey, Wave does a random thing and comment or not, we're just going to click the button." That's what I want to do. I
Yeah.
like that. I don't want, because sometimes, those annoying people who don't shut up, no offense if you're one of them, but they just continually comment and they're not doing it because they want to comment.
Yeah.
They just want the prize.
Exactly. And then, the good thing is, if you're just if the person, maybe you have a guest, and again, adding a guest and inviting them to Wave is also very easy. You just click the invite button and you
Right.
send them that link, and then they pop into the green room, we're going to call it. So
Yeah.
they don't come on air immediately. They're actually part of the green room, and then you get to add them in and out. So if it is somebody that doesn't necessarily like to talk or likes to talk a lot, you'd be like, "Oh, sorry," and they're gone.
Yeah. Notice she said somebody likes to talk a lot.
No, it's really good. We're a big fan of Wave. I think it's been an incredible addition to their already amazing platform. Their addition of the AI, which is that text to video, is really, really good. And there's just so much you can do with this platform. It's a little bit of an all in one, and it's sort of our now immediate go to when it comes to creation of video and creating videos from lives and going live everywhere.
And remember, anything we put on Tech City is only software that we use. So this is not to get an affiliate commission or to do anything other than let our community, our
Yeah.
followers know, because this is one of the big questions we get every single week. Literally, probably on a daily basis, is what are you using to do X?
Yeah.
And so we decided through Tech City that we would just showcase one of our favorites every single week. And we're using it now. We use it every week. So it makes sense.
Exactly. And if you want to know and see if you want to try Wave or any of the other resources that we have in Tech City, just go to the link right there that I just put on the screen.
Maybe next week, Stacy, we should put the QR code for that link so someone can grab their phone and get it.
Exactly. So we're gonna so
Well,
again,
we're
there's always new things that come out, even when we go to log in and even when we show the program. So that's really
yeah.
cool. So thank you, Wave, for all that you've done and made it easy for us to go live.